It's Monday, July 13, 2026, and we're here for our regularly scheduled town board meeting. The time is 7:11. First item on the agenda is roll call. Mr. Ruggiero.
Present.
Mr. Manley.
Here.
Mr. Loviano.
Here.
Ms. McLemore.
Here.
Mr. Piaquadio.
Here.
Next is the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated. Mr. Supervisor, are there any changes to the agenda?
We're going to remove some items. Number 5 is coming off. Number 11 is coming off. 12 and 13 are coming off.
So 5, 11, 12, and 13?
Correct.
You got it. All right. So now we are on to number 6, our resolution. Opposing use of United States Immigration and Customs Enforcement of a warehouse located at 800 Corporate Drive Boulevard in the town of Newburgh. If the use is for a processing or detention center, government contract award number GS-02P-LNY-01055.
Thank you, Lisa. So what I'm going to do, you get to the real purpose of this resolution. I'm going to read that first, very short sentence here. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of
Gil, they can't hear you.
Newburgh.
Is your mic on, Gil? I don't even know if that's his.
You go with the master volume a little bit.
Lower master?
Yellow.
Okay, try.
Yellow. Can we hear this one?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah? We can hear it?
Yes.
So, there's a cricket in the room, yes. Anyway, the main reason for this resolution, and I will read the entire resolution, but this one few sentences sums it up. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the town board of the town of Newburgh hereby expresses its strongly opposition to the use of the 800 Corporate Boulevard warehouse as an ICE processing or detention facility. So that sums it up real quickly, but I will read it. I didn't do very well in elementary school. Let me try to get through these 3 pages. Whereas members of the town board of the town of Newburgh previously wrote to federal officials in support of Orange County's opposition to any proposed plan for locating an immigration and customs enforcement, ICE, detainee processing and/or detention facility anywhere within the county of Orange. And whereas on June 24, 2026, the General Service Administration, GSA, published notice that the United States government accepted and offered to lease a 42,377 rentable square foot warehouse at 800 Corporate Boulevard in the town of Newburgh for a lease term of 15 years with 10 years being affirmed. Whereas the 800 Corporate Boulevard warehouse building reportedly meets certain United States government requirements, including space for a dedicated sally port, garage, for secure access by government vehicles, including detainee buses and vans, 24/7 government access, and an emergency power generator, as well as being located within the defined area near Stewart Airport. And whereas, notwithstanding those requirements, the United States government has not disclosed the planned use of the building. And whereas the 800 Corporate Boulevard warehouse building is part of the Northeast Building Center, an approved business park use with pursuit of the town's zoning code must be
Am I okay?
operated and controlled by an entity or unified group, and may only contain specific
I can't hear you.
environmental uses permitted in the interchange business zone in which the property is situated. Whereas Corporate Boulevard is a private street over which the town has limited authority and responsibility. Whereas the Northeast Building Center is located within the federally designated Orange County Foreign Trade Zone, and the GSA's decision to occupy the distribution space for private international commerce and incentivized through duty and customs benefits instead for government purposes by the agency that enforces customs and immigration is problematic. Whereas 800 Corporate Boulevard Warehouse and other properties in its vicinity are located in a census tract that is designated by New York State as a disadvantaged community, a frontline and overburdened community subject to the burdens of climate change, socioeconomic and other population characteristics, negative public health effects, and vulnerabilities that can contribute to more severe and adverse effects and pollution exposure. Citing an ice processing or detention facility in our disadvantaged community will likely compound the burden already faced. And whereas the town of Newburgh already hosts several federal, state, and private facilities meeting national and regional needs, including the Stewart Airport, FAA Tower, and other airport facilities. The New York Air National Guard Base, 2 traditional power plants, and related infrastructure, and a fuel terminal on the Hudson River, 2 New York State Thruway rest areas, a bus transportation center, a postal distribution center, the Newburgh Beacon Bridge, the Conrail Freight Railroad line, 2 interstates and several state highways, 2 New York City aqueducts, federal government office and thruway authority, New York State Department of Transportation and state police facilities, and has faced several challenges such as PFAS, groundwater contamination, lower domestic well pressures, and surface water contaminations as a result. And whereas warehouses are built for the storage of products and packages and not human occupancy. So safety and structural accessibility, standards for safe occupancy differ substantially between commercial and residential, in quotes, sleeping area structures. Detainees should not be housed in a facility which has not been designated and constructed at least to the international building code standards established for transient occupancies. And whereas the New York State, through the enhancement of Executive Order 170-K, has imposed additional public engagement requirements on local governments, including but not limited to public hearing requirements, extended time periods for decisions prior to the issuance of variances, permits, and certificates. For among other things, the reuse of existing buildings or structures by any private entity for use as an immigration detention facility, adding to the administration burdens procedural requirements the town will need to incur, follow, and seek to enforce. Should the private owner of the 800 Corporate Boulevard Warehouse proceed with the use in which, in whole or in part, detain individuals for any violation of the civil provision of the Federal Immigration and Nationality Act relating to an individual's immigration status, and whereas the 800 Corporate Boulevard Warehouse site lacks nearby amenities such as restaurants, retail shops, cleaners, and banks within safe walking distance, which likely means more employee vehicles interest on a 24/7 work environment. Whereas the town of Newburgh lacks the
Can you hear him?
manpower,
I can't hear what he's saying.
to address the potential.
Speak a little louder, please. We can't hear you.
Okay. Could we turn that mic up a little bit?
Which one is that?
Turn the one up for the,
All of them.
portable one.
I know, I did. I don't know whichever one.
That's it. Okay. sound any better? Because you were telling me you couldn't guess before, now you can't hear me, but okay. Whereas the 800 Corporate Boulevard warehouse site lacks nearby amenities, I said restaurants, retail shops, cleaners, banks, within safe walking distance, which likely means more employee vehicle trips in the 24/7 work environment. Whereas the town lacks the necessary law enforcement manpower and resources to potential issues that may arise out of processing of detention facility, particularly those to ensure public safety, manage crowds, direct traffic. If the facility becomes a focal point for protests in light of the fact that the nearest public right-of-way is a busy two-lane state highway, and the town's police will be diverted from other enforcement priorities. Only have about 8 more pages. Whereas Orange County, other law enforcement resources primarily consist of the county sheriff's office, the usual aid responders that are already committed to many ongoing matters, and their potential aversion to the facility could result in safety concerns for the county's populace and the town's potable water and sewer utility resources are relying upon other municipalities for water and sewer treatment to intermunicipal agreements with the City of New York, the City of Newburgh, and the site is located in the City of Newburgh's Washington Lake Reservoir watershed district. Whereas other first responders serving the town, including firefighters and ambulance workers, are primarily overburdened volunteers. This is the one sentence that means it all. I said it at the beginning. Now be it resolved that the town board of the town of Newburgh hereby expresses its strong opposition to the use of 800 Corporate Boulevard warehouse as an ICE processing or detention facility. The rest of this is just where it's going to go. Happy hoping to other municipalities. Village and Justice Supervisor already called me and said he wants to work with me. This will go to every municipality in the county. So we will put it out there. So at this point, I'm looking for someone to make a motion to approve this resolution. That's great.
I'll make the motion.
I second.
Any discussion? Mr. Ruggiero?
Yes.
Mr. Manning?
Yes.
Mr. Lobiano?
Yes.
Ms. McLemore?
Yes.
Mr. Piaquadio?
Yes. All right. Thank you, everybody who came out to support what we were behind from the start. But thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we are on to 7, our public hearing, Platicille Reservoir watershed property acquisition.
Now, on this one, it's going to be a little tricky, because this public hearing has nothing to do with the topic we just talked about. This is about a donation of land to the town. So, Lieutenant, is there anyone still outside that might have been here for this public hearing on the land donation? Because they should be in this room. Would you please, thank you. Patrick, we're going to get we need to open this public hearing. Probably advertise.
Yes, the notice of this meeting was posted on the town website in Town Hall on June 27, 2026, and it was advertised in the Mid-Hudson Times on July 2nd, 2026. This complies with all the requirements for a public hearing under New York State law.
All right, so with that, I'm going to ask somebody to make a motion to open this public hearing on this land, land.
I'll make the motion. I'll second the motion.
Okay. Mr. Ruggiero?
Yes.
Mr. Manley?
Yes.
Mr. Lubiano?
Yes.
Ms. McLemore?
Yes.
Mr. Pietropadio?
Yes. Patrick, whenever you're ready.
Sure. Again, Pat Hines with MAG Engineering. Just going to start off with a little brief history of the town and how they've been working to protect their watershed for many decades. In 1987, the town of Newburgh created the Chadwick Lake Critical Environmental Area. The goal of that was to protect the watershed of Chadwick Lake. Chadwick Lake is a critical part of the town's water system. We get water supply from the New York City Delaware Aqueduct tap, and the other supply is our own Chadwick Lake. The critical environmental area was the first step. Later, in the early 1990s, the town board authorized a study for the development of an action plan to safeguard the water supply through, and I quote, the acquisition of environmentally sensitive areas or portions thereof which are in close proximity to the reservoir and its tributary watershed, end quote. The town has worked over the years to obtain numerous parcels in the watershed. Watersheds do not follow municipal boundaries. The town of Newburgh was contacted by the then supervisor of the town of Plattekill in 2025 that a landowner was looking to protect a portion of a 130-acre parcel depicted here, which was proposed to be subdivided for estate planning purposes. Portions of the parcel were identified at that time as being in the Chadwick Lake watershed. A desktop analysis was performed to determine if portions of the property are in the watershed. A review of available USGS mapping, streams and lakes data on the USGS database, and the New York State GIS System Program Office were utilized to generate a watershed map. That review identified a portion of the parcel of property, the 130 acres, in this vicinity here, to be in the watershed. A field review of that was undertaken to confirm portions of the watershed are in the watershed, or portions of the property are in the watershed. Based on the 2-foot contour mapping depicted on the donator's subdivision map, as well as a field review of the site, approximately 6.4 acres of the site is located within the Chadwick Lake watershed. The balance of the parcel is located in the Black Creek watershed, which flows north. The subdivider, again, proposes a 71-acre parcel containing the 6.4 acres to be offered to the town of Plattekill, or to the town of Newburgh. The site is located at the intersection of Plattekill-Ardonia Road and Camp Sunset Road here. Camp Sunset Lake is located here. The town is not getting ownership of any of Camp Sunset Lake or the associated dam. The owner of the parcel offered the 71-acre parcel to the town based on a portion of his costs to do the estate planning subdivision. That offer is approximately $40,000. This cost, along with estimated closing costs, legal, environmental review, etc., raises the cost to approximately $55,000. Significantly below market value for 71 acres, most likely below market value for the 6.4 acres of the watershed. Following this identification, the town had a phase 1 environmental assessment performed that identified no environmental impairments on the 71 plus or minus acre parcel, and these documents were included in the map plan and report prepared by my office.
Thank you, Patrick. With that, anyone in the audience who has a question on this topic of the land donation, Plattekill site, Mrs. Dorado?
Good evening, yes, just a question that is, do I need to come forward?
Yeah,
I
please.
think it'd be best if you record. Speak loud enough.
Good evening, everyone. Vanessa Tirado, 89 Lakeside Road, Newburgh. And good to see you all this week. Quite a bit of a crowd out there. Okay, so my question is, because I know several years ago we had Chadwick Lake cleaned up and, so that, the watershed and aquifer could be used. So if they're donating this extra land to continue on that, I would say we should just pay for it. And if there's any additional land that's over there in that parcel that we can also obtain, I would say go for that too. What is the natural resources? We need to maintain our natural resources. And that location is absolutely stunning. So yes, we should not be even trying to sell it out to anybody. It should remain with the town, and we have the opportunity to buy it, and we have the money to pay for it. So I'm all for it, okay?
Good. Thank you. Anyone else with a comment or question on this topic, if they come to the microphone? Seeing no one else, I'm going to first ask Paul.
No comment. $50,000 is nothing to save our reservoir, keep our reservoir fresh. I'm all in on this. We have been over years buying property around the reservoir. We'll continue that.
I just want to thank Pat. I know Pat and I and Jerry, the owner of the land, and Dean Depew, the former supervisor, we've been working on this since last year. And I'm very happy and excited it's come this far and we can get this property and protect our water.
Anthony?
Yeah, just to repeat everything that's been said, it's a fantastic opportunity and I'm all for it as well.
Mary?
I also agree that this is a great opportunity for us to keep our green land and to protect our water so that our environment stays safe.
And my only comment is, I can remember a few years ago making a resolution to actually stop, this was going to be a landfill, Ulster County's landfill was going to be on this property, draining down into our drinking water. So this is, I think it's pretty good, it'll last forever. So, with that, we'll look for a motion to close this public hearing.
I make a motion.
I'll second it.
Mr. Ruggiero?
Yes.
Mr. Manley?
Yes.
Mr. Lobiando?
Yes.
Ms. McLemore?
Yes.
Mr. Piaquadio?
Yes. Now, Mark, we're going to...
I've submitted to the board a draft resolution which determines the acquisition is in the public interest and which authorizes you as supervisor to proceed the next steps in that.
So we're going to make that motion right now. Who's going to make that motion?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second your motion.
Mr. Ruggiero?
Yes.
Mr. Manley?
Yes.
Mr. Lobiando?
Yes.
Ms. McLemore?
Yes.
Mr. Piaquadio?
Yes. All right, good, thank you. I'll push it over.
All right, so now we're on to number 8, accounting. 8A is approval of the audit.
So we're looking for a motion to approve the audit in the amount of $2,331,268.43. Let me just add that we don't have a controller system. This is the voucher system, so the board member gets to review every bill before we pay it. It's a little confusing how it says it's the audit, but it is an audit. Once a year, we get a real audit.
I'll make the
Not by
motion.
the state. Okay. Scott,
Second
make the
motion.
Okay, Mr. Ruggiero?
Yes.
Mr. Manley?
Yes.
Mr. Lobiando?
Yes.
Ms. McLemore?
Yes.
Mr. Piaquadio?
Yes.
All right, 8B is review budget status report.
So this is just an acknowledgement that you reviewed the status report from the county to show whether we're on budget or not so far this year. So, make a motion to
I'll make the motion.
proceed.
I'll second your motion.
Mr. Ruggiero?
Yes.
Mr. Manley?
Yes.
Mr. Lobiando?
Yes.
Ms. McLemore?
Yes.
Mr. Piaquadio?
Yes.
We're on to 9, Police Department. 9A is start the process to hire full-time police officers.
Someone want to make that motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Mr. Ruggiero?
Yes.
Mr. Manley?
Yes.
Mr. Lobiando?
Yes.
Ms. McLemore?
Yes.
Mr. Piaquadio?
Yes.
All right, number 9B is acceptance of the stock DWI funding.
So this is something that we do every year. We've done DWI funding, and how many DWI, Scott, did we have last year? I believe it was 49. Something. 49 DWIs and all through this program. Someone want to make that motion that we can continue to get the funding from the state?
I'll make the motion.
I second.
Mr. Ruggiero?
Yes.
Mr. Manley?
Yes.
Mr. Lobiando?
Yes.
Ms. McLemore?
Yes.
Mr. Piaquadio?
Yes.
9C is a police officer, Christopher McBoy, active duty.
If you're in the reserves and get activated, in this case, I think he's going for a year, the town makes up the difference between your military salary and what your police salary would be. You can do this all the time, unless you volunteer to go ahead of time to a local location that will tell us. In this case, we will. Does someone want to make that motion to invoice McAvoy for his salary?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second the motion.
Mr. Ruggiero?
Yes.
Mr. Manley?
Yes.
Mr. Lobiano?
Yes.
Ms. McElroy?
Yes.
Mr. Pietropadio?
Yes.
Now we're on to 10, department head reports.
So with that, I think we're going to bring our commissioner up first. Mark, Commissioner, proceed.
How's that better? Is it on?
It's on. Perfect.
Thanks for calling me first because the mic's right high. Good evening, everyone. All right, so before I start, I want to thank Councilwoman McLemore for coming and walking the trail for my ID class. Thank you, enjoyed it. On 7/16, our Essex steam train and riverboat senior trip to the Connecticut River Valley is currently full on the waiting list. On the 19th of August, our senior trip to New Paltz Planetarium and Gardens. There's still a few openings left, so still a few openings left. Sign up. 9/4 is our senior picnic. Registration opens up on the 15th. Tomorrow night, we're having a made out concert, The Crew, at Chadwick Lake Park for a concert series. It's going to be very hot and plenty of water. And our next concert will be on the 21st. That'll be Soul Purpose, again, at Chadwick Lake. Next Tuesday. Summer camp is in full swing. The kids are having a blast. They love going in and out of the new building, playing on the turf and everything else. They're really having a good time. And right after that, we'll have our Hoop Stars camp starting on the 17th, ages 6 to 14. Check the website for walking hours for inside and pickleball for inside the new building. And also, I want to thank you all for that watershed decision tonight, because I'm in charge of that watershed. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Jim.
We have our highway superintendent, Mark Paul, here.
Everybody. So 4th of July weekend was a little rough. We had some storms. We had a massive water main break on Route 32 across the Price Chopper. It was 13 hours long. Instead of just having a circular crack, it was a piece we had to extend 10 feet. So as normal, we are continuing to mow, sweep our roads, handle resident concerns and issues, garbage and weed whacking on a weekly basis. We've called numbered the new trucks for truck 7 and truck 16. Mr. Ruggiero, speed indicator signs are now up.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you guys. I didn't have any report on that. We're working on some drainage issues that have come up. Our new hired fleet that you allowed for me is working out just fine. And the big thing here is I've been behind the desk for the last 7 months, so I want to thank the ladies that have helped me, because without them I wouldn't be able to do my job. And that would be Lisa Ayers, Terry Spampanato, Liz Valencia, Nancy Quisson from the county, Tommy Rivera, first deputy, and I need those personnel. I want to thank them on record for what they do for me. Thank you.
Thank you. Please, Chief of Council.
We're currently in the process of holding our annual Junior Police Academy. The program runs for 2 weeks and introduces kids between the ages of 9 and 13 to the duties and responsibilities of police. Works as an educational experience for kids, exposing them to the functions of the patrol division, the detective division, and the court system, as well as implementing some summer activities and games to help them with self-confidence and community response. I'd like to acknowledge the Detective Division on their outstanding work on the larceny case. As some of you may have heard, we had an individual walk into a local jewelry store and asked to see a $10,000 necklace. When the clerk presented that necklace, the individual grabbed it and ran out of the store. Despite the fact that the suspect was gone before the officers arrived, the Detective Division was able to put together enough information to sell the suspect. And despite the fact that he was a 25-year-old from outside of the area, they were able to track him down within 24 hours and recover the necklace. The department is currently accepting applications for both full and part-time police officers. And I want to congratulate Officer Austin Joyce and his K-9 Bandit on taking second place in the New York State Regional K-9 Trials. The team also received national certification in May at the National Detector Dog Trials in Atlantic City. Officer Joyce and Bandit and Officer Longinot and K-9 both placed nationally. Officer Joyce placed in 7th place nationally, and Officer Longinot and his K-9 Ocho placed in 20th place.
Thank you. I just want to point out number 5 on the agenda, which was taken off, says life-saving award. Well, that would have been 4 police officers and 4 members of the ambulance corps. I figured I wanted to put it off just a minute. There would be enough parking for some of these people's families to be here tonight and everything else. So, but they actually, I think it was 332. They said a vehicle stopped and gas slumped over the wheel. They moved him from the vehicle. Got his heart wasn't running. They used an AED jump starter that brought back the light right there on the side on the ground. So that. So I think we're on to 14A.
On to 14A, yep, start the code compliance, start the process to hire a part-time building inspector. Three.
Does someone want to make that motion?
I'll make the motion.
I second.
Mr. Ruggiero?
Yes.
Mr. Manley?
Yes.
Mr. Loviano?
Yes.
Ms. McElroy?
Yes.
Mr. Piaquadio?
Yes.
All right, 14B is start the process to hire a full-time assistant fire inspector.
Second?
Mr. Ruggiero?
Yes.
Mr. Manley?
Yes.
Mr. Loviano?
Yes.
Ms. McElroy?
Yes.
Mr. Piaquadio?
Yes.
Okay, now on to engineering. 15A is Nob Hill Water Storage Tank Rehabilitation.
Patrick?
Yes, so in 2003, the town of Newburgh authorized H2M Engineering to perform a comprehensive evaluation of all the town's water tanks. The review identified conditions of the tanks and made recommendations on which tanks should be rehabilitated. The board previously authorized the design of the recoating of the exterior of the frozen ridge tank. That project's currently on hold as logistics of taking that tank offline are still being worked out with the town's water department and contract operator. The next tank that was scheduled to be rehabilitated is the 160,000-gallon Nob Hill tank, and this will require a full rehabilitation. H2M has provided an engineering proposal with the recommended scope of work. That proposal was $40,500, and it identified the account where that money will come from. This award requires town board action. Any other award should be subject to Mr. Taylor's review and approval. The town water tanks are a very large asset in our infrastructure, and operating and maintaining them is an important part to keep them working in the system. So we would recommend the town award the design proposal to H2M Engineering.
Someone want to make that motion?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Mr. Ruggiero?
Yes.
Mr. Manley?
Yes.
Mr. Loviano?
Yes.
Ms. McElroy?
Yes.
Mr. Piaquadio?
Yes.
15B is the DAT filter plant sodium hydrochloride contaminant pump out and disposal.
Patrick?
Okay, this is going to be the DAT sodium hypochlorite containment pump out. The operators of the DAT, the contract operators, have identified that over several years, chemical containment tank for the sodium hypochlorite, which is basically the chlorine, has been filling up through some spills and some cleanup and some wash down, and it's time to make that tank, clean it out and make it available should there be a catastrophic failure of one of the tanks. They solicited proposals from several environmental contractors. The one from Clean Harbors identified at $6,182 and I'll say 50 cents. That's an estimate. The total cost will be based on the amount of material removed and disposed of at an environmental facility. And we are recommending that the town board approve KMO, the contract operators, to have that tank, containment tank, pumped out and disposed of by Clean Harbors.
Do you want to make that motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second?
Mr. Ruggiero?
Yes.
Mr. Manley?
Yes.
Mr. Lobiano?
Yes.
Ms. McElroy?
Yes.
Mr. Pietropadio?
Yes.
We're on to 16, recreation bus operator service agreement with Orange County.
All right. This again is an agreement between the town and Orange County. This was the deal that, if I'm wrong, I want to tell you, this is the dial bus.
That's correct.
Because one time we had two buses. One was a donation of 50 cents, and the other one was $1. People would call and say, send the 50-cent bus. Sometimes I'm mixed up. There's more paperwork associated with this bus than I can prove. Okay, so this is the service agreement with Orange County that we continue on. Someone want to make that motion?
I make the motion.
Go ahead. I'll second your motion.
Mr. Ruggiero?
Yes.
Mr. Manley?
Yes.
Mr. Lobiano?
Yes.
Ms. McElroy?
Yes.
Mr. Pietropadio?
Yes.
Now we're on to 17, comprehensive plan, the GEIS acceptance.
Mark?
I'm trying to get back on track with the town's comprehensive plan process. Our consulting planner, Dave Smith, has forwarded to the board the last version of the draft generic environmental impact statement for the comprehensive plan update. Hopefully the board in the next 2 weeks will have the opportunity to review that draft and consult, ask Mr. Smith any questions in that regard. Hopefully at the board's next meeting in 2 weeks, you'll be in a position to accept it and schedule a public hearing on it. So just want to make you aware of the fact that that's where we stand, and if you haven't checked your emails, take this in.
All right, we're good. So try to look at the motion to accept this on the GEIS.
No motion tonight.
No motion tonight? We better get it. All right, 2 weeks.
Now we're on to 18, right?
Opioid settlement.
Correct.
So, many pharmaceutical companies have lawsuits over opioid overdoses. And the settlements are millions and millions of dollars. They want to give the town, at this point, $220,000, but the money must be used for prevention of overdoses, drug education, right, Chief? And we can comply with that? Go ahead, Mark, if you want to add something.
So there were lawsuits that were initiated by states attorney generals against opioid producers, sacklers, particularly notorious being involved in promoting the use of opioids. This lawsuit was brought by certain municipalities across the country against people or corporations that were involved in the distribution process. The town, based on its population, qualified to participate in the settlement, even though it hasn't been an active litigant in the process. And the supervisor received communication with respect to the town's entitlement to participate and ultimately received the monies that he referenced as part of that settlement as a participant. It's unlikely the town on its own to sustain a separate action, so basically as far as this, it seems to be a one-time opportunity, and the deadline for the town's participation is coming up very shortly. Reason it is particularly performance.
Very good. And I will confess, I already signed this agreement already, because it would be too late. I won't do the board, but I'll approve
make that motion?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second the motion.
Mr. Ruggiero?
And I vote yes for full support.
Mr. Manley?
Yes.
Mr. Lubiano?
Yes.
Ms. McEnroe? Mr. Piquadio?
Yes. Now we're
19.
gonna
We're scheduling a hearing, set due process hearing for 21 Victoria Drive.
All right. This is the burnt out building that's been there for almost 2 years, the burnt out house. We had a hearing once. We may not have the real owners in front of us, so we need to have another hearing on this building. So when should we set that?
It's a due process hearing. It doesn't have to be at a board meeting if you want to do it at your meetings. Basically, we are providing the executor of the estate who conveyed the property to the recipient of the property who is arguing didn't convey the entire interest of the estate of their opportunity to be heard. So, we need to provide them at least 5 days notice, and we need to process the survey to serve the executive.
All right. Do we make it at the next town board meeting? Is that enough time
That
to
would
get
be
notice?
relatively tight to accomplish service and notice.
We had a-
The 10th.
we had a- they didn't serve. The 10th, okay, August 10th at 7 o'clock. Make a motion or you send something?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Ruggiero?
Yes.
Mr. Manley?
Yes.
Mr. Lubiano?
Yes.
Ms. McEnroe?
Yes.
Mr. Piquadio?
Yes.
Okay, now we're on to announcements.
Paul, maybe?
Well, it's good to be back. Thank you for all my supporters. And some of the seniors start, when you go to the senior center, you're going to see big improvements there in the near future. We already started doing some work there, but we're going to do a lot of improvements there for the seniors. That's below the courthouse part. But thank you. That's all I got.
Scott?
Jim, just soon you mentioned it, tomorrow night, let's come out to Chadwick Lake. We always have great crowds. And the big question I get, do you need a permit to get into the lake? Normally you do, but for our concerts in the park, no permit required, right, Jim?
Yes.
Come on out, bring your chair, bring your dinner, and just enjoy the music and what we have to offer us there.
Anthony?
No announcements.
Mary? All right. With that then, Lieutenant, could you give me, there's a sign-in sheet, I think, on that podium out there?
We have it right here.
Lieutenant, you got it? Now remember, the number you signed up, but if someone ahead of you has said the exact same thing that you're going to say, you really don't need to repeat it again, but I'll leave that up to you. And there's going to be a 3-minute limit. This is comments, it's not going to be questions or answers, so poll the board or anything else. It's going to be comments. Okay, so we got, first one is Kirkpatrick, Casey Kirkpatrick. Something like
Kirkpatrick, Casey, 543 Rockcut Road. Hi, first I want to say thank you for the resolution that you passed before. It is important, and it's an important first step. In case you recognize my last name, Kirkpatrick, my father was Bob Kirkpatrick. And he served on the town board for 14 years as a council member and another 6 as a town supervisor. He actually coined the term crossroads of the Northeast, which is sitting behind you and above you. My father was also a proud World War II veteran. He saw firsthand the devastation caused by concentration camps abroad and internment camps on American soil. As shown by the public outcry tonight, I and many others are against the proposed ICE concentration camps. My father would have been against these as well. My father would not have said, I am against this, and then just sat by and done nothing. He would have done anything within his power as a vital member of the town's governing board to put a stop to this, knowing that this is not in the best interest of the town. This would not have been what his constituents wanted. He was not powerless, and neither are you. We expect you to use your power. We aren't looking for a moratorium. We do not want a meaningless resolution. We want a full stop. It is immoral to treat humans, any humans, like animals in a slaughterhouse, scared, not knowing what may happen to them, and knowing that the ones in charge don't have to answer to anyone. We do not need a 21st century Gestapo on the front steps of the town of Newburgh. We, as residents of this town, expect our elected officials to use their full array of resources and, above all, their courage to put a stop to this transgression and act on behalf of the best interest of the town. This is what you were voted in to do. This is what you are trying so vehemently to do, to take one of the chairs away from someone else and to pass the power and to hold the power so desperately. And we expect you to pass laws that will prohibit retrofitting any town infrastructures, capacities such as roadways, sewage systems, or water distribution systems that would allow further development of any further proposed town concentration camps. Do the right thing.
Thank you. Pearl Johnson. Golf circle.
People go early on. I'm going to just slide this up a little bit. Hi, I'm Pearl Johnson. I live at 6 Knob Circle, Newburgh. I want to applaud you guys for passing that resolution to stop ICE detention centers, as well as Orange County has made that a similar resolution. However, I know that ICE, they have a lot of money to throw at this. And I know that it's not over just by saying, no, you're not welcome here. I know that it was mentioned that we are counting on you to do whatever you can to keep that detention center from opening here. I'm a senior citizen, I'm on a fixed income. The ICE detention centers are notorious for being unsupervised. They don't allow any oversight, not from the local level or the national level. And they're not going to be around forever, and at some point there are going to be massive lawsuits coming out of these detention centers. Just their presence there in a community. Not to mention, you know, the cost of extra police, extra the water, sewer, electricity. Our bills will all go up if that kind of facility opens here, and there'll be nothing but problems coming out of it. So we're counting on you to do whatever you can, pass whatever rules, laws, get involved in stepping up to the legal actions that will be coming from this process, this ICE detention process, because they're not going to stop. We have to not just say no, we have to be prepared to stop all of their stuff. Thank you.
Okay, we have Sam Tuttle from Westwood Drive.
Hello, my name is Sam Tuttle. I have lived on Westwood Drive in the town of Newburgh for 27 years. I grew up here, I went to school here, I worked here, I vote in every election. This town is my home. And I'm here today because of the disturbing evidence that ICE has leased a warehouse near Stewart Airport to turn it into a detention facility. I thank you for your opposition to this project, but I believe that a simple resolution around this particular facility does not go far enough. I strongly oppose any ICE activity and do not want them terrorizing our community. Already this year, 21 people have died in ICE detention centers, including Geraldo Lunas Campos, a father of 3, who was kidnapped in Rochester and trafficked to a Texas detention center where his death has been ruled a homicide. Just this morning, a man was shot and killed by ICE agents in Maine, marking the 11th death of people like Lorenzo Salgado, Alex Preddy, and Renee Good, who have been murdered in the streets, sometimes on camera, by ICE since the start of the second Trump administration. It's no wonder why aggressive immigration enforcement makes families afraid to go to work, school, or medical and legal appointments. This is not making our community safer or improving quality of life here. So we demand that our town government use their resources, their imagination, and the expertise available to them to take extraordinary measures to halt, delay, or otherwise obstruct the construction, development, or operation of an immigration detention facility. At a minimum, the town should pass laws to prohibit modifying local infrastructure capacity around any ICE facility. And if the federal government ignores the overwhelming opposition to this project and breaks any of the recently passed state laws to establish this concentration camp, the town should immediately sue to shut it down. We, the people of Newburgh and your constituents, will continue to defend our immigrant communities by developing rapid response networks throughout the region that support our vulnerable neighbors and thwart ICE raids whenever possible. We insist that you, as elected officials, take this threat seriously and take appropriate action against this facility.
All right, next we have Kim Rochelle, the same address. Drive.
Good evening. My name is Kim Rochelle. I live at 16 Lester Drive. Proud parent of the previous speaker. I chose to live here because of the sense of community. I spend a lot of time with my neighbors at local parks and just spending my daily life in the community. I appreciate the town's opposed to the facility discussed tonight, but additionally the idea of an ICE detention center being built anywhere in our town is deeply upsetting to me. I think it would bring fear, divide neighbors, and change the character of the place we call home. I'm also concerned about the financial impact. I don't want my tax dollars or local resources like roads, waters, and sewage systems being used to support a detention facility. That's not what our town should be investing in. I'm asking the town board to take real concrete steps to prevent this from happening anywhere in our town and surrounding areas. This is about protecting our community, both who we are and how our resources are used. Thank you.
Highland Terrace. Christine Olszewski.
I'm Christine Olszewski. I live at U1A Highland Terrace in the town of Newburgh. Like many of my fellow community members, I'm very concerned that DHS and ICE have identified a space within our town to expand their operations locally, regionally, and throughout the state. I know many folks that have gone up here have thanked you for the resolution, and I want to make a more specific ask of you. The town needs to take legal action against the federal government to prevent this from happening. We know that there's a budget for lawsuits, and we know that there are the resources in place to do this. The town needs to project zoning approval for this facility, as it's not built to house people, and it's far under-equipped to handle the water and sewage that would be needed to run it. I don't feel like we need to highlight this, but I think we should. The why. Why are we so concerned about this? We're concerned because it's going to create a sense of fear and mistrust in our local community. We have real data about how this happens when ICE comes into a community. We have from UC San Diego, their Immigration Policy Center, data from what happened when ICE surged in Minneapolis. Over 28% of residents, that's a fourth of the population, had contact with ICE. Of those residents, 75% of them said that their constitutional rights were not respected and that they were violated. Over 50% of those interactions took place within or near a school, a healthcare facility, a childcare facility, a courthouse, or a place of worship. That affects all of us, not just the people we think are being targeted for detainment. Over 20% of those interactions involved use of force. Do we want people witnessing that in our community? And what did this do to the community's sense of safety and stability in Minneapolis and St. Paul?
There's 30 seconds left.
Well, over 60% of respondents said that they had less trust in law enforcement. They're now less likely to seek help from law enforcement. 35% of respondents missed work, and Minneapolis and St. Paul collectively lost over $200 million in wages. 50% of families kept children home from school, and of those who needed medical care, 39% said they delayed seeking treatment.
Time is up. Thank you.
Xavier Rivera from Washington Avenue.
My name is Javier Rivera from 520 Washington Avenue, Newburgh. Thank you guys for passing the resolution. I just wanted to get that out of the way. Over a decade, I've seen the destruction that warehouses bring to this poverty-stricken and diverse community of Newburgh. The warehouse industrial complex of the Hudson Valley is located here strategically to exploit poor, lower-class citizens in Newburgh for cheap wages. The new warehouse being pursued by the DHS, which is 5 minutes from my home, will exploit our community just like these other warehouses, except this administration does not hide the damage it does to people under the guise of creating jobs. With this location's plan to store small arms and ammunition, they will murder us the same way that they did in Brene Good. They will protect these murderers the same way as they protect Jonathan Ross. They will shield state-sanctioned criminals the same way they protect the killers of Keith Porter, Alex Preddy, Lorenzo Araujo, and the 26-year-old that was shot this morning and handcuffed on the floor in Biddeford, Maine. We are tired of fighting these threats from the DHS in the Hudson Valley. So I'm calling on the National Realty and Development Corporation to listen to us when we say we do not want ICE in the Hudson Valley. And I'm speaking to Robert Sorgenfree, who's listed as the property manager of 800 Corporate Boulevard. We have protested the ICE office in New Windsor as Newburgh. We have protested the presence of ICE on our streets on Union Avenue as Newburgh. So if we cannot stop the DHS from occupying a concentration camp with the resolution that was passed today, then my people will organize and we will do general labor strikes against the corporations and cooperate with this administration as Newburgh. Thank you.
Daniel Georges, Rockcut Road.
My name is Daniel Georges. I'm a voter, resident, and homeowner in the town of Newburgh, in Electric area. My grandmother's family were killed during the bombs in Eastern Europe before World War II because they were not considered to be true citizens of the country in which they lived. The overfunding of ICE and the drive to create detention centers to facilitate mass deportation is not about securing our borders. It's about conditioning people to accept the disappearing of other people in our community by armed agents serving a political agenda as we saw in Minneapolis. And we must not allow it to happen in the town of Newburgh or anywhere else in Orange County.
Janet Rosenbach, looks like 20 over.
Janet Rossback of 28 Dogwood Hills Road. I believe that the people before me have been exceptionally eloquent about the issues at hand. I would just like to remind you of the $20 million we know that the town has in reserve for you to put towards causes that will benefit our town. You do have the money available. We want your support to help get this detention facility out of our space. Thank you.
Anna Marie from Winding Glen.
Anna Marie, that's me. All right. With the loud mouth. Anyway, thank you very much. I'm Anne Marie tonight, and I'm at 18 Winding Lane in Bonneville, and this is my first board meeting here. But I also am very new to the neighborhood. I moved here only 2.5 years ago, and I absolutely fell in love with the area. And I joined a lot of causes, and one of them is because of this ICE facility. I just found it really necessary to speak. Now, an associate of mine is with the New York Civil Liberties Union, who couldn't be here this evening, but he gave me some talking points, and I just wanted to mention a few things about this regarding the detention center. Environmental review and zoning process applies to federal agencies. Federal ownership doesn't exempt DHS from the National Environmental Policy Act, nor does it erase the Intergovernmental Cooperations Act consultation requirement that mandates DHS consult with local and state government viewpoints. That's important. The lease application specifies detainee bus access, secured parking, and small arms storage. Those are not warehouse features. The primary issue here, no federal agency gets to ignore the same rules every other developer, business, and government agency has to follow. Period. Full stop. And DHS has not filed a single permit application or zoning request or environmental review documents for the site with the town, with the state, or with anyone. We found out the exact same way you did through the media. I mean, how, I won't go there. Anyways, I'm a New Yorker, I dropped the F-bombs quite frequently here. Federal law required this consultation. Intergovernmental Cooperation Act 31 U.S.C. 6506C, which obligates federal agencies to solicit and consider state and local views before undertaking a project such as this. This site is zoned warehouse. It is leased and built for storage and light industrial use, not detention. And despite that, the lease application specifies a dedicated sounding port for detainees, buses, and vans. Secured parking. Okay, so I'm going to get to the good stuff. I thank you very much for what you've done previously. But here's the thing. This country is built on laws, rules, regulations, checks and balances. Now the federal government is behaving like outlaws. I'm tired of having this administration think they can keep shoving stuff down our throats without any input from the public. I'm tired of it, and it's time to take our country back in the hands. Willing to follow.
The other one we have Amanda, can't make up the last name, just says Town of Newburgh.
Hello, I'm speaking on behalf of my friend who lives in Newburgh. It said, I am a resident of Newburgh and have lived here since 2020. The impact that ICE has had on our community is alarming and dehumanizing. It is well documented that detained are often kept in inhumane conditions, and communication with family members and lawyers is often withheld. The town of Newburgh needs to not only pass a resolution that states its opposition to the proposed facility, but also has a duty to be fully transparent to the residents of Newburgh about any further ICE actions and activity in our community. It is clear from the numbers here today that Newburgh does not want an ICE facility in our town or anywhere, and we demand that our voices be heard. And I would just like to add that, as my friend said, there's hundreds that have been here today. There's hundreds that showed up to Chester when this was proposed as Chester, and we will continue to keep showing up, and you will be held accountable for your actions. There will be no
Amanda, thank you. We got Daniel Smith.
Good evening, Council, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, fellow residents. My name is Daniel Smith, 15 Newburgh Lane. I'm a 26-year law enforcement person. So I'd just like to say, as we started this meeting, we did the Pledge of Allegiance. Embedded in that pledge was the affirmation that this country stands for liberty and justice for all. In my career, I had fidelity to the law, and if I think the chief of police is sitting there now, he would say, well, I won't speak for the chief, but the agency conduct does not represent any of the fidelity I had to show to the laws of this country. And that has to be stated. I do acknowledge that you have set your resolution against this project, but it missed something for me. It missed the heart of what is going on. People are dying. People's rights are being violated. And we need to stand up and say that in your resolution. We need to continue to say that as this government, who are relentless in their attempts to break the law, continue to push these projects all over America. So please, I only ask that you stand firm and committed to what you've pledged to us tonight, that you will not allow this project to continue. Thank you.
Thank you, Daniel. Thank you for your service. Kelly Patton from Patton Road.
Good evening. My name is Kelly Patton. I live on Patton Road in the 212-year-old Patton farmhouse. My husband's family has been there for 140 years. His uncles served in World War I. His father served in World War II. My father was a Marine who served as Presidential Guard under JFK and LBJ. Every member of our family that has served was fighting for America, for everybody to have an opportunity to live freely. All of our family, his family and mine, are descended from immigrants. Ireland, Italy, Sweden, Scotland, and I'm not entirely sure that all of them came according to the rules, but they were welcomed here and they were welcomed in their communities. I live in a neighborhood that is very diverse. I love my neighbors. I love all of their families, and I will do everything in my power to protect them from the incursion of ICE in our town. Thank you.
Thank you, Kelly. Now we have Will from Fifth Avenue.
Hi. I'd like to thank you for your resolution that you passed earlier, and it's amazing seeing the community support, so thanks for everybody that showed up tonight. I just wanted to voice my family's anger with ICE is pursuing a possible detention center in our town's backyard. We have flights over our home almost every day from Newburgh International Airport. It's painful to think about what this could mean in the future if this facility is allowed to exist here. We would be complicit in the inhuman and unlawful practice that is happening. Becoming a clear physical enabler of what ICE is inflicting on our communities. We would clearly be on the wrong side of history. Our town does not do everything in its power to halt progress of this facility. My family and I moved here 7 years ago and have fallen in love with the community of the town, the city of Newburgh. We love the complex makeup and backgrounds of our neighbors and friends. Diversity here is one of the primary strengths of the community and something that has made us choose to make our home here. And I'm begging you, as our representatives, to to find what it takes to fight this. This kind of thing I love seeing the meeting earlier and all the stuff you're accomplishing in the town, but this is the type of thing that will rip our community apart. I, along with most everyone here, and some that might not have been able to make it tonight, will keep showing up and doing what we can to support the town's bipartisan rejection of this facility and a rejection of everything it stands for. Thanks for fighting.
Thank you, Will. Now we have Sherelle from Joshua Lane.
Mr. Peter Quadio, you have Cheryl Murray Lazarus standing before you this evening, along with all of the other members of the Town of Newburgh Board. And I am here this evening because my neighbors are in trouble, and they need my help, and they need your help. In the words of John Donne, no man is an island. No man stands alone. Each man's joy is joy to me, and each man's grief is my own. We need one another, and so I will defend each man as my brother and each man as my friend. I've lived here in the town of Newburgh. I chose to move to the town of Newburgh because I wanted everything that this town has to offer for my husband, myself, my son, and now my grandchildren, and I'm so glad that I did. I've taught your children, many of you, I've taught your grandchildren. I've worshiped here, I've worked here, I've raised a family here, and proudly claimed residence here for over 4 decades. I readily say that I am just a regular garden variety Newburgher. During the many years that I've lived here, any time that I have called on the town of Newburgh with a question, a comment, or a complaint, I've gotten a quick response, not from some machine or some AI-generated make-believe person. I've gotten a real response from one of my neighbors, one of my friends, one of my representatives. A phone call, an email, or even a personal response, a visit to our house when you needed to address my concerns. And you did, and I'm so glad. And I kind of expect that. So now I'm here tonight hoping for that same kind of practical, positive, prompt response. I'm here with friends, neighbors, people from the community that I've not even met yet, and we're here because our brothers and sisters are in danger. We're here tonight together, respectfully requesting, demanding, expecting, imploring you to help. I need you to do everything that you can, individually and collectively. You've heard all of the specific details. You know those far better than I do. I'm asking you to reach inside your heart as a human being. There can be no us and them. If you are a human being, you're one of us. There is only us. We are all children, human beings.
20 seconds.
Thank you very much. I believe in your power and ours. I believe in your strength and ours. Please do everything that you can so that I can continue to be proud to be part of the town of Newburgh. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, and I just want to mention, this is over my 750th town board meeting, me, sit here. But this is one of the most impressive ones. But it always takes something negative to bring everybody together. But in this case, you're preaching to the choir, but let's keep going. Now, this next thing is a councilwoman, who's the legislator for the county, Genesis Ramos, who has been very informative to this board and meeting.
Good evening. Thank you, council members, for the resolution, as everyone has stated. I just want to start with saying that my opposition is rooted in that ICE has become a rogue agency under this administration with no regard for any government cooperation, zero accountability to the horrific conditions and deaths in their facilities, and more funding than any other law enforcement agency at the federal level, which gives them power to recklessly expand into communities like ours, not just because of zoning and infrastructure. Just last week, a father in Texas, Lorenzo, was killed at the hands of ICE. Just this morning, a 26-year-old father in Maine killed in front of his 3-year-old daughter, both of which were unintended targets, not the people that ICE were looking for. This is what ICE has become. This is, in fact, the national issue that ICE is trying to expand detention center operations and capacity throughout the United States. And the Federal Supremacy Clause does make it hard to fight, but it doesn't mean that the town board can't fight. The town could absolutely hold this up, but the truth is that current laws are not going to be enough. The local cops, local crimes law, which was just passed in the most recent state budget bill, is written in a way that the local municipalities could use to prevent the use of an existing building for immigration detention purposes by virtue of administrative obstacles, which I highly encourage. Meaning, bog them down with public hearings, secret reviews, require multiple hearings, more than the 2 that local cops, local crimes act requires, zoning hoops, denying permits, etc. You do have that power. In the city of Social Circle, Georgia, the officials there cut off the water to a site that was intended to be a warehouse. This moment is going to demand a fight beyond a resolution and beyond any laws that currently exist in the town charter. Our proximity as local elected officials is our responsibility. Use your platforms. This moment demands fight and being proactive, and it also demands that we make ourselves very clear on where we stand because history has its eyes on us. Thank you.
Thank you. Patrick, if you have another appointment you're going to be late for, I mean, if you have to leave, go. Say 30 now. I don't think there'll be any engineering questions here. With that, Jennifer Knox,
Hi everyone, Jennifer Knox, 17 Bruce Street. Since when do we use a timer? We haven't used a timer here ever before. We don't have any rules for the meeting, so I'm confused about the timer. I'm confused about the sign sheet too. Hold on, thank you. I also don't recognize you as a council member, so please don't speak tonight. So I just want to jump off of what Legislator Ramos said. I think we do need to improve the zoning code, make it more difficult for ICE to come here. Because although we may stop this one particular facility, there's a 240,000 foot warehouse that's being built currently on Unity Place, and they don't have a tenant yet. So we're just being right for ICE to come in, to DHS continuously to come in here and just purchase property and use these warehouses as detention facilities. So if we change the zoning code and use specific language in there, we can make it harder for them to, build these detention centers and use our industrial property as detention centers. So thank you.
next we have Sarah from Meadow Street.
Thank you all. I'll say what everybody else did. I'll thank you for passing the resolution. I do think it's a first step, but I think it's an inadequate first step. And so I'm concerned that what I heard, at least from the town supervisor in your comments, is that, you pass this resolution and let's move on. For me, this is the starting place, and I'm glad that I had the opportunity to speak after Legislator Ramos and Jennifer Knox, who gave you some really concrete things that the town could be doing. I personally think the resolution that should have been passed tonight, and that we still really could theoretically pass, is one that directs your attorney to come back next meeting with every single thing within within your legal toolbox that you're able to do. This is the within your power to say to your attorney, we need to know what we can do, and then you can start voting on it by emergency resolution at the next meeting, before the next meeting, whatever it is. But this is not enough. And so the other thing that I will say is that I hope, I've only spoken in front of this council a couple times, and the last time I spoke about immigration as well. What I really hope, and what I was really sorry to see, is that there's only one person sitting up here, and Councilmember Carolan, who I saw at the rally last week, and who I saw here tonight. You all literally just had to pull into the parking lot an hour early. So your opposition feels a little bit hollow. So I want you guys to do something. This has to be the end of it. This has to be the starting point in this conversation. And really, I hope that you all understand that this should be a defining moment in your political career. There is an opportunity for you to stand up here, to act with courage, to do it in a way that it is not, you don't have your constituents here begging you to do more. So I hope that you all think about that. And I hope you all think about the fact that this room full of people, if you don't do everything that you can, we are going to work to make sure that we have electeds who do. And here's the other thing, the last thing that I will say. I have not paid enough attention to what goes on in this council. I will be now. But I paid enough attention to know that you spent almost $2 million appealing a decision that ultimately said you were disenfranchising voters here. So, bare minimum, I want to know that this council is going to spend at least as much effort trying to keep ICE out as they did trying to fight against voting rights.
Sarah, thank you, but we also have from that same address another media.
Meta.
Hi, it's Riley. I didn't think my handwriting was that bad. Hi, my name is Riley Meta. I'm a town of Newburgh resident at 38th Main Street, and I've lived here my entire life. I think it's important to mention that while we stand here talking about a proposed detention facility in our community, we're standing on East Sundance Way, the Washington headquarters, and a number of other places where battles for our freedom were fought and ones that we could all be here for that. And a number of those people who fought, who decided to our country's Declaration of Independence were not born here themselves. I think it's unbelievable the atrocities we've already seen at the hands of our country's secret police. There are dozens of names of victims that you already know, and there are thousands more that you don't. And somehow, for some people, that's still not enough. It's very nice that you've signed a resolution stating your opposition, and that is no okay first step, but I do hope you put as much effort into this as you did against voting rights this past year.
Thank you. Next we have Joe Gadia from Kettle Court.
Yeah, it's Gato. Using a couple of eyes and names. Anyway, my name is Joe Gato. I'm a resident of the town of Newburgh, 46 Kettle Court. I'm an immigrant myself, and I come from a family of immigrants. And I'm pretty concerned about the news that development of an ice warehouse in Newburgh was underway. Newburgh has been my home for almost all of my life, and in my time here, I've been a beautiful and culturally diverse place. That very beauty is threatened by the presence of a facility designed to hold ICE detainees and immigrants, to hold and deport our friends, families, and community. For a town largely made up of and made better by immigrants, any anti-immigrant infrastructure is equally anti-Newburgh. Nobody should support a future where anyone can be taken away from their family without explanation and without due process. And for that reason, while I agree with the board's opposition and commend the resolution, I believe there needs to be proper legislation or a concrete plan preventing the construction or operation of any ICE facilities in Newburgh ever. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Joe. Now this looks like, I can't read well, it looks like Karen from Haymarker Lane. I believe it's this one.
Karen Ray Adams, maybe? Karen Ray.
I didn't say no. It's on the book.
Yeah. Well, that was two signs for public comment. I'll get you 3 minutes.
Okay. Daniel Melville, Copper Rock.
My name is Daniel Melville. I live at 5 Tom Rock Road, and I'm a lifelong resident of the town of Newburgh. I was baptized over at Our Lady of Lake Chapel. I grew up over in Meadow Hill, and I spent my summers at Chapel Lake Day Camp. I only left for college, and when I graduated, I came back to Newburgh. I say this because I'm a son of this town, and as a son of this town and as a human being, I am outraged at the prospect of an ICE detention center being built right here. And I want to know what the town government plans to do beyond passing a toothless resolution that prescribes no concrete action. We know that the town can pass a resolution directing the town attorney to compile a list of every legal avenue the town government has to slow down and hinder this detention center. We know the town board could pass a law to prohibit accommodating the construction of this facility. We know the town can do far more than what they seem interested in doing at this moment. We've seen what ICE has been doing across this country. Today, ICE has killed 2 more men, one in Maine and one in Batavia right here in New York. An ICE detention center will not make our community safer. It will do precisely the opposite. If the town board refuses to take actual substantive actions, they will be complicit in the violence and brutality we know ICE will unleash on our community. We need this town government to explore every avenue and resource at their disposal to oppose this facility. We need them to have the courage and moral fortitude to stand up to what this rogue agency is doing, and we need to abolish ICE.
Thank you, Daniel O'Connell from Lions Lane.
Anybody on Lions Lane?
Okay. How about Drake Drive?
Hi, I'm Sophie.
That's it. Thank you.
Yep. Just a quick point of order. What is the time that we all have for the speakers more eloquent and research tonight?
3 minutes.
3 minutes, everybody. That's what we're working with apparently. Great question. I missed that in the beginning. So I am not the most eloquent, so I'll be brief. This council today, I've heard you speak about resolutions you've passed previously. I've heard you speak about studies you've approved. And I've heard you speak about land acquisitions and engineering firms hired. So clearly you can do a lot. I'm asking you to do the things that your constituents have already researched and presented to you. I'm begging you to do diligence and make actionable decisions so that we can have this not repeat again and again. There are so many warehouse spaces. Jen talked about all the ones that are in development. If we don't do something more concrete than opposing ICE, we will all be back here again next month and the month after.
All right. Thank you. Next, it looks like Roberta Clemens, Gulf Drive.
I am not from Newburgh. I live in Gardner, but I came here because this is an important matter. This is not a warehouse or a neighborhood or a town. This is our region, this is our nation. Yes. But I drive through every day, medical appointments, I have friends, shopping, everything. So it matters. So this issue affects all of us. This facility, the increased military and police presence would be an armed presence. It would increase exponentially for all of us. Living in fear is not the American way. Let us strive to the American ideas of a rule by law, due process, and human rights. ICE is a rogue agency that is operating outside the rule of law. What are we teaching our children? What are we saying to each other? What kind of people are we that we would allow a facility where people are dying, where people are eating rotting food, where people aren't allowed to contact their families or contact from their lawyers? I cannot be a party to that, and I don't think any of us should be. Our souls are at risk, our future's at risk. What are we saying to our children and the rest of the world about who we are? This is not who we are. This is not the kind of people we want to be. Immigration is a complex problem, but we don't solve it by degrading ourselves to the bottommost standard of care. We used to call them illegal aliens. Is that justification for calling people criminals? Because they're desperate and looking for a better life in America? That's where my grandmother came from when she was 16 years old. She scrubbed floors. She was an immigrant. She made a life for herself. And my mother and myself, we were able to get our educations, go to college. That is all these people dream about, the same as all of us and all our ancestors and our descendants. Let us be human and treat other humans with human rights and dignity, due process, no concentration camp in Newburgh or anywhere. I would propose, since it seems there's no application in front of the town, that the town could pass a moratorium on a warehouse or any large-scale facility until we can compose a proper plan of action. Thank you.
Thank you. It looks like Maria, but I could be wrong. Ashwood Terrace, 11 Ashwood Terrace.
Marcia.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah. Well, listen, I don't feel that I have anything really more because I'm really pleased at the eloquence and depth of the prepared statements. I don't have a prepared statement, but I feel, I'll just say morally, I'm appalled. I'm very concerned at the number of warehouses that have sprung up around here since I moved like 13 years ago. So I'm also afraid that they're going to try to get some other one, anything that's available. It is a moral issue. It is, history is going to look back at this. I hope that you will do any trick in the book that you can to prevent them from being able to get their tentacles in here, because it's going to destroy, it'll destroy my heart anytime I hear some of the things that I hear. Boom, I'm awake at 3 o'clock and I cannot go back to sleep. I don't want to live with this right in my neighborhood. It makes it all the worse. So please, please, anybody that you can confer with who has concrete suggestions, some that are here do, open your hearts, open your ears. It's a tough job. I appreciate resolution, but I also agree it needs to just go as far as we can possibly go. Thank you.
Anyone from 5 Highland Terrace? There she goes.
Hi, I'm Yvonne Rayo from 5 Highland Terrace. I'm a Town of Newburgh voter, resident, and taxpayer. I do not want a concentration camp anywhere, especially in my backyard. I demand the board to make it impossible for a detention center, also a concentration camp, to be housed in our town. These do not make us safer, they do not improve our quality of life. I demand the board to be on the right side of history and do everything in their power to stop this facility. We demand concrete action. I will take my time to read the names of the people that have been murdered by ICE. Keith Porter, Gerardo Lunas Campos, Luis Gustavo Núñez, Alberto Gutierrez Reyes, Hedgeman Archana Nacho Fatal, sorry, Emmanuel Damas, Luis Beltran Janes Cruz, Renee Good, Parody Law, Mohamed Nazir Pactual, Roger Perez Jimenez, Jose Guadalupe Ramos Solano, Ever Sanchez Dominguez, Victor Manuel Diaz, Alex Pretty, Tuan Van Wee, Alejandro Cabrera Clemente, Alex Damián Carbonell Betancourt, Lord Sim, Nurul Amin Shah Alam, Jairo Garcia Hernández, Mamuka Artamelace, Lorenzo Salgado Araujo, and today, Joan Guerrero, and one other person that we don't know their identity. Thank you.
Park Avenue. Next stop. I can't read the first name very well on here. No one's here from 527 Park Avenue. Emily from Serenity Lane.
You'll forgive me for not being used to speaking to the mic. Usually my dad raised me to shake the hand of the people that I talk to. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to, so. Mr. Picado, my comment is directly towards your statement before the public comment. You said if you are going to say something someone else has said before, you do not need to stay to repeat it. I understand there are a lot of your constituents here to speak about a topic that is very unifying for the rest of the community. I invite you to bring a positive energy to what we are trying to say. Additionally, I would like to comment that your fellow councilman did repeat what our department head John said about the event tomorrow. Your councilman clearly understands the importance of repeating information so that way then it can have the greatest impact. I also would like to emphasize that we are saying similar sentiment because as a sister spoke outside, which again, you were invited to attend, it was a bummer that you weren't, but fear is not safety, silence is not neutrality. I will go forward and add a statement of disagreement is not the act of protection. Yes. I pose this to you. Oh, thanks guys. I pose this to you. What will it take for the town of Newburgh to codify no concentration camps into our laws and into our charters? The reason why I am a New York citizen and a proud New Yorker is because my great-grandfather was mistaken as a Jewish person in Poland and was shot and killed on the side of the road. That is the only reason why my grandmother immigrated to New York and we were able to build our family. I do not want that to happen to anybody. The fact that I do not know my great-grandfather, when everyone else in my family lived to over 104, I would have been blessed to know him. I did not because of similar action of a different government. History does not always repeat itself, but really, there's a lot of similarities. So, thank you for listening, and I really invite you to however many people are left. There's a lot of really great energy, and this momentum could encourage and embolden Newburgh and the town of Newburgh to become a wonderful, unified place of the diversity that this room reflects, and the people outside also were here and gave their time and energy for. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Emily. And next we have Bill Corbin from Fleetwood Drive.
You were sold my park commissioner down.
It was side. Anyways, good evening, everyone. My name is Bill Corbin. I'm William E. Corbin Jr., son of William E. Corbin Sr., World War II veteran, Army Air Corps, Earl. Night glider missions. My uncle spent a career starting in World War II, retiring Master Chief. I'm here to defend their honor. They did not serve for a warehouse that contains people anywhere in the United States. As a child in 1977 in high school in Basic, Michigan, where both of them were born and raised and retired, I studied Newburgh and the aftermath. I do not like knowing that in 1977, I learned what's happening today. In 1977, I understood the tools that were being used. And then in 1987, they were cut loose by Ronald Reagan. And in 1987, I knew this day was coming. The behaviors of individuals against fellow descendants of World War II honor is completely unacceptable. And if we're talking about accountability here, first and foremost, let's talk about the people who make the jobs available for these individuals. Let's talk about the economic damage that it does to the wages of every other worker across the country. And while we watch the economy turn to one side while everybody else just swims with their nose above water, that is not what my family fought in World War II for. You can give ICE that message. Empathy is the core of all honor. Elon Musk would have you believe the opposite. But the one thing I did learn from my studies was this. The greatest psychological defect found amongst all of those we hung in Newburgh was a lack of human empathy. So when Elon Musk raises his hands, I see him as exactly what he is because of how he behaves and because of what we learned and forgot to include in American education. We are here dishonoring everyone who died in World War II. And that's the message I hope you convey. It's not about laws and this and that. It's about basic morality, and empathy, and honor. Because no soldier jumps on a grenade because they might get their name on a school. They do it to save their comrades' lives.
Thank you, Bill. Mary Noble with Piccadilly Court. Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Hi, my name's Marcy, 5 Piccadilly Court. I never thought that I would have to come down to my town hall to stand up against using a warehouse to imprison people, but here we are. We don't want an ICE warehouse for humans in the town of Newburgh. We don't see much transparency in current ICE detention centers, but we know conditions are horrifying and people are dying. We don't want this in our town. And I just ask you to look out at all these people that you see in front of you. If this detention center goes forward, some of these people may be compelled to go and protest at the detention center. You don't want to see these people tear gassed, I'm hoping, if they're your citizens. You don't want to see these people shot in the face with a tear gas gun, which has happened at people protesting detention centers in the past. So back up your resolution with actions. Thank you.
Thank you. What is this one?
Oh, it's Chris.
Anyone's address start with 33 that would have signed up? That's definitely 33.
Street address of 33 something?
Carroll Boulevard Lane. Looks like Chris Road.
Jeff Peters at Yeoman Road.
Hi, Jeff Patterson, 8 Yeoman Road, right up the block. There's an old folklore curse from many cultures, and it's been passed around. It says, "May you live in interesting times." And unfortunately, for the last few years, I feel like we've all been living in very, very interesting times. I'll skip a lot of what I wanted to say because everyone here has been very eloquent. We've all been one voice. There has been no voice from anyone that's in favor of this. I pray, sir, that we are actually speaking to the choir. Pray we do. I'm not very religious. The first young woman who spoke before the council tonight, she got up in front of us all, and she spoke with pride. She spoke with love and admiration for the honorable work that her father gave to this community that is my new home and my family's home. We love it here. It's a wonderful place. And I'm only speaking about this place that I really, it's the place that I love more than any other place in the world right now. I only wish and pray that every single person in this room can have our family, our sons, our daughters, likewise, speak with pride and clear conscience, love and admiration about the actions that we all took tonight around this event. This is an affront to our community. If the ICE detention center comes into our community, it will damage us. It will tear us apart. It will not help us. It will lessen us. It will destroy this beautiful place that I have called my home for the last 3.5 years. Thank you.
We had Sherry at the same address.
My husband was cool for me.
She's with me. She agrees.
Thank you.
What did it say? What he said?
She texted me. She said, you just talk. Yeah.
You take care of it. I got it. 62 East Road, Walker. Looks like Farnham. Can't make out the name. I mean, tell you what, I write worse than anybody on this list, but some of these are difficult. Anyone here from 62 East Road, Walkill? Okay. How about Evelyn Johansson, Walkill? Larry Basson, Frozen Ridge Road. Christine Hunter, 9 something road.
Christine and John Hunter. 9
Warren Road.
Warren Road.
Long
Yep.
list.
Big left. Signatures are getting harder to read than. This one's 8 Hollenbeck Drive, that I could see. Someone here from 8 Hollenbeck Drive? How about 18 Hill Street? Susan Shapiro.
Thank you. I'm an environmental attorney, and I'm here representing my family at Hill Street, but also the people that have all spoken here, and also some detainees. I want to first of all thank you for passing this resolution and for working with other communities like Chester and other municipalities facing the same problem in the county. And I want to remind you of home rule. New York State is a home rule state, which means the town has a lot of power. And we're asking you, and many people here have tonight and ask you to use that power. Use that power in passing laws. Pass a law to ban any kind of ICE detention center in the town. Pass a law that's a moratorium until you can maybe do the actual review to pass the full law. Make a moratorium to prevent any new applications for a detention center in the town. And the first step you can do is you can not allow them to ask for any variances, not grant any variances, not grant any zone changes, to retrofit this building to make it habitable by human beings. They're going to have to ask for a lot of variances. It's in a commercial warehouse district, as you said in your resolution. For them to actually put people in there, an overnight stay, they're going to need a lot from the town, and you can say no. And I'm asking you to empower your building inspector, and even if they don't, they've hidden this application from you. You found out from the press, like all of us. So they didn't come and consult with you. So I'm asking you to empower your building inspector to go in there and see what's going on, and give them violations, and stop them from doing what they're trying to do there. Because I think they're going to try to go behind your back. So don't allow that to happen. The other thing that you can do is you can pass a law that prevents informal or formal collusion with the police, with ICE. Our local police should not be colluding with ICE. All of us here, unless you're Native American, are immigrants or descendants of immigrants.
Yes. Yep.
So, you know, we have to honor the people that are here today that have left their homes for whatever reason and are trying to become American citizens. They're the backbone of our nation, especially in Orange County. We're an agricultural community. We rely on immigrant labor. So if we have an ICE detention center within Orange County, anywhere, we're putting fear into workers, that they're not going to come to work. People will stay home. It will definitely hurt the economy. I want to remind you that here in Newburgh is where...
Time is up, if you want to finish.
I mean, just
please do.
Here in Newburgh is where Washington stood for 18 months, and he said no kings in America. And so today, Newburgh's on the front line of this issue, and we will be, because Stewart Airport, there's no question about it. They're going to keep trying to do it because of all the warehouse space. So we need to stand up, we need to pass laws, and we need to stand up for home rule in Newburgh to stop ICE. And just one quick point on the land use, on the land grant that you were being given, because I've represented other communities where there have been donations of land for all good reasons, and later on boards, not you, but a board in 10, 15 years may be a very different board, and they might try to sell that land for some other purpose, like a landfill or whatever they were trying to do. So I ask you to please put in to that resolution that it is it's a permanent, dedicated, it has to be dedicated, permanent open space, so that, as parkland, so that no future board can change that.
Thank you. 630 River Road, John, New Jersey. You didn't sign it, did you? No. Okay. It looks like Julie is the first name. 5 something Hill Place, Walker. You could go with me, this is Julie here. 5.
Julie.
Down to Hill Place, Walker.
Julie? Julie?
Okay. Stacy, something Hill Place. Looks like Haskett might be, Stacy Haskett, Walker.
Stacy.
Stacy. She left.
Okay, thank you.
Heather Rollinson from Hideaway Lane. Naomi Davin from Summit Ridge Road. Here she is. got wet. Okay, thank you.
Hi, my name is Amy Davin. I am here with my husband tonight. I'm a 45-year resident of Newburgh. My husband's been here for 27 years. I went to Union Grove School, which no longer exists. I went through Temple Hill, South Middle School. I graduated from NFA. Before I moved, well, I was born in Newburgh and then we moved down south. And I lived in the segregated south for about 10 years until we moved back to Newburgh. And it was just so wonderful to come back to the Northeast and to come back to Newburgh. And when my husband and I travel, we always say, oh God, I love the diversity of our area and I thirst for it. And when we are not here with our neighbors and in our community, we attend a church where we are the minority. We worship here. We are both educators here, and we work with higher education. We both work with college kids, and it's just so important to be educated about the trials that our immigrant families are facing and to support them. It is horrific that they would try to create a facility that houses people like this where they are damaged and that they are damaging families. 20 years ago, I taught high school in Pine Bush, and I can tell you that from the prison that's in Ellenville, people become incarcerated and all the families move into the area because they need to be near their loved ones because they need to be there for court. And that puts undue stress on the schools, on the hospitals, on the medical facility. It puts a lot of stress on the community at large. Things that we're not just talking about the people that are being housed, but we're talking about their extended families as well. So I think that that's something that is always in my mind, especially when I'm working with young people. We already know young people whose families have been deported, and it's horrific. So I applaud you, and I thank you, and I don't think that I need to tell you what to do, because you got it covered, but a lot of other people have great ideas, and I appreciate them as well. Thank you. Do you have anything? That's it, thank you.
Again, Summit Ridge Road. Looks like it might be Mike. Okay, you know this guy. Come on up.
Hi, I'm Mike Davin, 1 Summit Ridge Road, and thank you, council members, and sorry, but most importantly, thank you to all of you here. And one of the things I love most about this community, some of which my wife just shared, is the diversity and the young families that are here in our community and are here tonight. And I want to thank them for joining us, the young people here. And I'm terrified by the thought that in the very near future, we will see in the local news some of what is going on elsewhere. You've already read the stories. A neighbor read the names. Please, council, I ask you to do whatever you can to make sure that no more names are added. No more our names are added, please. Thank you.
Thank you. And the next one looks like Galati, 629 Brent Avenue. Reverend Hanley, Brett Hudson. He left. Kathy, Presbyterian of Hudson River. Another reverend, can't read the last name, Church of God, Shepherd of Newburgh. Good Shepherd of Newburgh. Susan Cassidy, the Doma Drive, Newburgh. Eugene looks like Hammond, 85 Trestle Road, Walton. On a bad street here. Mary Ann Fitzgerald, Newman Avenue. What? Tom Fitzgerald, also the same address on Union Avenue, right off also. Okay. Is there anyone who didn't sign the sheet that wanted to say something?
Please don't ask me
Is
to
that going to be
stand
your
up.
second time or first?
It's my first
Okay.
time.
You haven't been up?
Don't ask
Okay.
me to stand up because it'll take me 3 minutes to unfurl my legs. I'm a teacher, I can speak like this. Just a couple things. If
You need to know is your name.
Oh, Catherine, Kathryn, Jones Paisano, and I too live at 18 Hill Street.
What's the address?
18 Hill Street. First, I want to say that I've had several interactions with your police department, all good and very positive. If ICE were acting like a regular police agency, not a rogue set of people, the conversation might be really different. Second is that we have a housing crisis here. Where are we going to house 100, 200 ICE agents that are going to be needed to run this kind of facility? And third, we were the lucky ones that got into here tonight. There were probably 200 to 300 people outside who really wanted to be here too. Maybe cap the comments, but is there some way to use that beautiful new rec center that we have up on Chadwick Lake to hold these meetings so that the community can be fully engaged? And that's what I have to say. Thank you.
Your name?
Jasmine Graham, 8 Dogwood Hills Road. And I'm here with my fiance and my grandfather, and we are 3 town of Newburgh residents, 3 voters who will be much more active in our town board meetings moving forward. But obviously we're here to voice our strong opposition to not just this warehouse being used for detention, but for anything. We want 0 ICE contracts whatsoever. Not storing people, not processing, not storing weapons, nothing. I mean, the terrors are documented, they're well documented. This morning, ICE agents murdered a 26-year-old in Maine. Last Tuesday, they murdered Lorenzo Salgado Araku. They come into our communities mass, they terrorize and kidnap innocent people. The consequences to this community will be unthinkable. There are so many people here that showed up today, and so many people like myself who didn't get to write my name down on that list because we were in the line of people waiting to get in when this room was filled. This is just the beginning. I know that everyone in here is going to continue to fight, and we hope that you will too. A resolution is just the start, but a resolution specifically for processing and detaining and not something stronger that is saying that we will not cooperate with ICE, that we will put any obstacle in their way is really what we're here to see. The people are standing together, and I'm glad that this is a good turnout, but I promise you it'll continue to grow, and we'll be watching to make sure that your actions align with not just this resolution, but our humanity. And everyone has talked about this as a moral issue, and it really is. This is not about zoning, even though that's going to be a great tactic. This is not about permits, even though that's going to be a great tactic. This is about who you all are as humans and who we all are as humans. And we will hold you accountable to act correctly.
Sorry, I didn't mean
Road, R-O-N-I. I'm from the town of Newburgh as well. I don't have an address. I'm speaking for most of the immigrants. As you see, none of them are here. I'm not going to take too much time from you guys. As the son of an immigrant parent, relative to immigrants, what I see in this room was not many immigrants here, as you can see. Everybody's afraid. What I ask of you guys is, as a council, is you're doing your best, and I get it. You're on the wrong side, you're on the good side, whatever side you want to be on. Like the gentleman said before, empathy, right? And I can tell you that most of the community is scared, and they're looking to you guys to help. They're looking for you guys to find a solution for them so that they're not afraid and they can go back to living the way that they were living before. Obviously, this administration wants to lock everybody up who looks like me, who looks like an immigrant. An immigrant is somebody who's brown skinned. Let's be realistic, that's the truth. If you look like an immigrant, you're gonna get picked up. Whether you're born here or not, it doesn't matter anymore.
Yep.
As you see, y'all work on but I can tell you right now, those contractors are in there already. And I know that, because they have told me, secretly. The blueprints are already there. We're talking about bed after bed after bed on the ground, like pigs, like animals, human beings. We don't want that. All I ask of you guys is to do your best and do what you can to protect these families who feed you, who do stuff for you. All these immigrants that live in this country make America better. Whether we believe it or not, they do. And again, I'm sorry that you're being pressured. Obviously, as council members, you have a duty to fulfill, but you're feeling the pressure from the public. And it's because we are all afraid of what might come. Especially me. I'm a 33-year-old man who's afraid. I deal with ICE agents every day. I face them every day. I am a target under this. They have arrived to my home because I document what they do. I intervene when they try to take innocent people. I get it. We don't want criminals here, of course. But not everybody's a criminal because you're brown skinned. So please do something. Do more than what you can. I'm looking at you guys all in the eyes. I know you guys have empathy in your heart. You all have kids. Your kids hang out with immigrant kids. Your families hang out with immigrant families. Let's work together. Let's be a unity. Let's organize. Let's work through this together as a community, as a whole county, as a whole state. Let's avoid this warehouse. Let's do something about it. Or else you're going to see me in that warehouse. You're going to see everybody else in here in that warehouse. And we don't want that. We don't want people to die. We already see that. And we don't want more people to die.
20 seconds.
Thank you. That's all I have to say.
Thank you. The name and address.
Caitlin Quinones, 508 Drake Drive. So I want to start off by saying this is now my second time coming up to speak with you all. I don't know if you remember, but back in January, February, I came up and I asked you to please do your part for the immigrant community when the detention center was proposed in Chester, because Newburgh is pushed and thrived by immigrants. We are better with our immigrant community. I am a Latina, I grew up here, I took advantage of the Spanish resources that helped my community, and I ask you to do what you need to do to help us be better. I think what we did with the resolution, or with passing the resolution, is a bare minimum. We need to do more. I asked you to please do more. I asked you in January, now is your time to act. We could have done something a lot better if we had time to actually, if you took the time to put something in action, but we didn't. And now we're pushed to do something, and that's why the community is here asking you to act and to fight for us. Additional to that, I want to say it is a privilege to sit in your seats and to have your constituents come out and tell you their opinion. Even if it's the same one, it is a privilege. You're here, you ask us to come out and vote for you, and to speak for you, to petition for you. You deserve the same from you all, to hear from every single one of you that you're going to do something for us, not just the bare minimum. I'm sorry, you may not like your position, but we are here, you represent us. Please, do your part. And en español, para la gente latina que llegó, muchas gracias, porque nosotros merecemos más que lo mínimo, porque nosotros somos los que empoderamos el pueblo. Y muchas gracias a la gente que está y la gente que no pudo estar. Muchas gracias a ustedes que apoyan a lo que estamos haciendo acá.
My name is Brian Parker. I'm a resident of the town of New Windsor, but my 4-year-old son goes to school in Newburgh. I want to thank everyone who spoke tonight for all their wonderful ideas, people who know much more than me. Legislator Ramos, you had some excellent contributions. I think that all of those should be taken on board. He said he wants to flood the zone and overwhelm us, and I think that that's what we need to do in response to a proposed detention facility here in Newburgh. I would hope that empathy for immigrants, empathy for citizens would be enough to inspire all of us to act with urgency in opposition to this detention facility. But I'm going to speak as a father. If I learned that ICE was at my 4-year-old son's school, I would be terrified. I would get in my car, I would rush there as fast as I could and get him out of there. Ostensibly, ICE is supposed to make us safer. Does anyone honestly believe that ICE is making any of our communities safer? Of course not. And I don't think anyone would feel safe knowing that ICE was in their child's school. And so, if ICE isn't making us safer, we need to do everything that we can to keep them out of this community, to keep them out of our communities. Yes, by all means, for immigrants, that should be enough. But if that isn't enough, please do it for your children, do it for the people who vote for you. Thank you very much.
Buenas noches. That's good evening. My name is Grace Perez, and I am a 35-year resident of the town of Newburgh. I love this town. I raised 4 children here, and I have 8 grandchildren. My kids went to Meadow Hill and proudly graduated from MFA and are college graduates and have made Newburgh their home. I am so embarrassed to be in front of you, and even more to have to say that why did you wait so long? You had an example in Chester, and you waited till tonight to pass this ordinance. That's shameful to me. As it was a few years ago when I was traveling and saw in the news that my town had a horrible thing happening. Someone, later we found out, made up a story about veterans being displaced for immigrants to be housed. It was so shameful that my town elected officials, when the truth came out, did not denounce what had been said. And that was so easy for you to go and look into whether it was true or not. It was very easy. You could have done it within an hour. And this town council did nothing before or after. Action. We ask you to take your responsibility as representatives, regardless of party, to take action and not wait a second more. I would ask that you please tomorrow get your legal representatives to start looking into all the legal actions that you have at your disposal to begin to save this town. Because if you have not yet believed that this is going to be crazy, and you're going to lose a lot of businesses, and you're going to lose a lot of your residents, believe it, because it is going to happen if you don't take action immediately, starting tonight. Thank you for your service.
Middletown, New York. What I want to say ties in quite a bit with what this lady just said. 40-something years ago, I chose to move to Hudson Valley to start my career. And beauty of the area, wonderful people, good business sense. If I was a young man now, and I knew there was an ICE facility, or you were considering one, you would be off my list. There's plenty of other places to go to start a business. So economically, it's a bad move to even consider this.
Secondly, regarding, I've been to other town meetings. Why is it that we're always behind the curve? You have legal counsel. You see how our legal system works, which is a wonderful system. Who do we know that stalls, and basically nothing happens? Put some energy into setting up roadblocks. Building inspectors, permits, easements. I put a deck on my house. You think I was building a freaking bridge? All right? So it's insulting when I go to meeting after meeting and they go, well, we don't have anything in writing, we can't do anything yet, blah, blah, blah. That is a bunch of crap. And for you guys to sit up there and look at us and expect us to swallow that is insulting. Why do we have to come and ask for it? You guys should be sending it to us.
Yes.
Leave the area someday and go wherever you go. If you plan on living here, act like you want to live here.
Well said.
Again, your name and address.
Lillian O'Brien, that was my husband. 633 Prosperous Valley Road, Middletown, New York. And I come to the Hudson Valley, Orange County, and I look at it with such wonder, and I see what the beauty is. Not just the beauty of the land, but the people. And believe me, I have been here for a long time, and I know that there's a lot of diversity, and a lot of diversity is not always wanted. However, we've kind of come over that hump, and I watch the young people. They don't give a crap about all of those things that the older people do. They just want to go along, they want to have a life. They want to just live their lives. And unfortunately, I find that the older people are greedy right now. And whatever happens is on us. I'm an old person myself. It's on us. And this is what we're going to leave them. And you know what? That's a sad state of affairs. I'm also going to tell you that the one thing that nobody talks about is what happens after little brown people. It's not just immigrants, it's just brown people. Okay? Are put into these detention centers all over the country. Then there's black people. No, that's not going to happen. Everybody says, well, you know. And then there's people who are Italian or just dissidents, which is women who don't act like trad mothers or trad women or whatever the hell it is. And I know you don't like to hear that, but this isn't just about the people that they're talking about today. These warehouses should never be for humans, and that's something you could put into law. Not that it's just, you know, for hotels or whatever. Specifically have a law that says warehouses are not for humans. That's the bottom line. That is a concentration camp. And today, it's brown people, and tomorrow, any of you or your children.
Yeah.
My name is Emma. I'm a lifelong resident of Orange County. I just wanted to draw some specific attention to the children that are impacted by this. In the past 500 days of the Trump administration, over 500 children ages 3 and under have been detained by ICE. They are being held in detention centers like the proposed one on Corporate Boulevard. They have detained over 6,000 children ages 18 and under. 6,000 children. These facilities are concentration camps. The human beings held there are denied access to legal counsel, adequate food, clean water, hygiene products, and more. People will die.
Hello, my name is Carolyn Roach, and I'm a new resident at 8 Dogwood Hill Road, New York. I just want to say that I strongly disagree, I strongly do not support bringing the ICE facilities attention here. Being a new resident here has been an honor to see the community diversity. Like, I love being in Newburgh, and the fact that you know, this idea to bring up a facility, basically a concentration camp, into this community is disgraceful, disappointing, and I really hope that each of you do something about it more than this conclusion written word that's done. Hope there's action to the words that you guys have set out to us. Obviously, there's a lot of people here that, you know, care about this community, and I really hope that each of you care to not bring this facility into our community. And I really hope that you guys actually do something about it. I just also want to say that body language is super important, so the fact that half you guys are slouching and not really caring what we have to say is noticeable. So, thank you.
Thank you. I want to thank everybody who came out. Really appreciate you coming out. And I think we could make a motion to adjourn.
I've got something I want to say. Hold up.
Mary's got something.
My spirit is very grieved. My spirit is very grieved. I came from a family that were enslaved. My people were brought over here against their will. I am 2 generations from slavery. My great-grandfather was the last generation to be killed as a slave. So I understand, and I stand with you against ICE. Growing up in the city of Newburgh, and I am a 67 resident. I've been here for 67 years as a resident of Newburgh, New York. And I remember growing up and afraid to walk the street as a black person, more or less being a black woman. And I remember that when the lights turned out on the sky, it was time to run in the house. We couldn't go everywhere we wanted to go. So therefore, I understand and I feel your pain. And I am one of those council persons that been out here with you. I have been. I hear what you're saying. And I thank each and every one of you for coming out and voicing what you need to be done. I have written some things down, and I am going back to find out how we can do these things. I myself as a black woman, and I'm not afraid to fight for my rights. I've done it all my life. So therefore, I'm here to fight with you and understand what you're going through and your pain. And I am so grateful that you voted me in as your councilwoman. So therefore, just like you came out now, it's time for us to go and stand up there at the facility, at the warehouse, and fight over there. I don't know exactly how we're going to do it. I don't know who's going to put it forth, but I am here with you. And it's not just a lot of words. I'm tired. We've been out here a long time, and they ain't used to that. I don't want slang. They're not used to that. But I am grateful that you all came and you stayed and voiced your opinion. So therefore, I will be there with you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you, everyone who came out. Now I think we're going to make a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion. Second.
Mr. Ruggiero?
Yes.
Mr. Manley?
Yes.
Mr. Lubiano?
Yes.
Ms. McElroy?
Yes.
Mr. Viacquam?
Yes. Thank you. Stay home.